So Caitlin didn't wear 22 when she was a kid. She's not going to be wearing 22 now. And it's one of those things where it was just obvious. But now at least Caitlin Clark talked about it herself. Because people still, to this day, were telling me I was wrong and the Team USA had it out for Caitlin by telling her she couldn't wear 22. Let's take a listen.
Picture with Cameron Brink rocking number 17.
I know.
Where'd the 1-7 come? Was that just a jersey that you get?
But
I was about to say, for these practices, they kind of
17's
just
not the best number ever. I wouldn't have picked that. But.
You know what's wild? Thousands of people spent months arguing about something that was never actually a problem. I'm talking about the Caitlin Clark jersey number controversy from Team USA camp. Social media went nuclear, claiming Team USA disrespected her by making her wear number 17 instead of her iconic 22. But here's the thing. Caitlin herself tried to explain what really happened, and almost nobody listened. Today, we're breaking down the real story behind those jersey numbers, and trust me, it reveals something way bigger about how we consume basketball news. Let's get into it. So, picture this. July 2024, Team USA training camp.
So the players that have been on the national team prior get to continue wearing their jersey, that practice number jersey or their jersey, obviously until they're done playing on the Olympic team or whatever happens for the next Olympics. And then all us newcomers, there's a lot of young people at that camp. We just get assigned a random number. I guess I got 17. Nobody asked me, but it was fine.
And they also made sure to not give anyone their actual number. They made sure to not give anyone 22. They didn't give Citron 22. They didn't give 22 to Caitlin. They didn't give Paige 5. Obviously, or Angel 5. They didn't give anyone their actual number.
Caitlin Clark shows up wearing number 17, and the internet immediately loses its mind. Twitter exploded. Instagram went crazy. Everyone had the same question. Why isn't she wearing 22? And then the theories started rolling in. Team USA is disrespecting her. They're trying to make her feel unwelcome. This is why she didn't make the Olympic team. Some fans were convinced this was a sign that the basketball establishment was out to get Caitlin. They pointed to the jersey number as proof of bias, of unfair treatment, of a conspiracy to keep her down. The outrage was massive.
Yeah, I would say 17 is not a but. 17 used to literally be banned in FIBA. You were not allowed wearing number 17, 18, or 16 through 19. Every other number was fine. These referees, the sign was 2-1 for 21, 2-2, 22, 2-3, 23. But the signs, the actual signs for 16, 17, and 18 for referees. 15, obviously, was that. I'm pretty sure it's, as a former ref, it's this, that. For 17, 18, 19. That was
thousands of comments, hundreds of videos. Think pieces about how Team USA was snubbing college basketball's biggest star. There was just one problem with all of this. None of it was true. When Caitlin finally got a chance to explain what actually happened, she was surprisingly chill about it. Here's what she said. The players that have been on the national team prior get to continue wearing their jersey number until they're done playing on the Olympic team. And then, all US newcomers, there was a lot of young people at that camp, we just get assigned a random number. I guess I got 17. Nobody asked me, but it was fine. Wait, so it's just a tradition? That's it? Yep, that's literally it. Team USA has a system that goes back decades. Veterans like Breanna Stewart and Aja Wilson already own their numbers. Once you make an Olympic roster, that number is yours for life in practice jerseys. And here's the kicker. They specifically avoid giving newcomers their actual numbers.
I really don't think they're going to change it for Caitlin. I really don't. I reckon my assumption is that they would be more likely to change the rule for Aja than for Caitlin. But you just never know. They might. They might. I doubt it. But you just never know. You never, ever know.
They didn't give Caitlin 22. They didn't give Sierra Britt 22. They didn't give Paige Buchers her number 5. they didn't give Angel Reese her number 5 either. No exceptions. Not for LeBron. Not for Diana Taurasi. Not for anybody. But Caitlin wasn't done explaining. She dropped another detail that should have ended the conspiracy theories immediately.
Because when I've played junior national teams in the past, we have like a bag tag, like a sticker on your backpack, and it says like all the players that have worn your jersey. So it'd be like,
so dope.
If you're number 6, it'd be like LeBron. I think he was number 6, or like, and then you'd have the women's players and obviously all the men's players, which is really cool. You get to see who kind of has worn your jersey.
When I've played junior national teams in the past, we have a bag tag with a sticker on your backpack, and it says all the players that have worn your jersey. So it'd be like, if you're number 6, it would be like LeBron. And then you'd have the women's players, and obviously all the men's players, which is really cool. You get to see who's worn your jersey. This is about legacy. This is about history. Team USA gives every newcomer a tag, showing every great player who's ever worn that number. It's an honor, not an insult. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. There's actually a technical reason behind some of these number restrictions. Caitlin mentioned that number 17 used to be literally banned by the Indiana fever. Numbers 16 through 19 couldn't be worn because they matched referee hand signals. That's how specific jersey number rules can get in basketball. Team USA follows what used to be an old FIBA convention. They traditionally restrict jerseys to numbers 4 through 15, even though FIBA dropped that rule about 10 years ago. Most countries abandoned it, but the United States kept it as tradition. Notice the key word there? Tradition. Not regulation. They chose to keep it. This means Team USA could technically change the rule tomorrow if they wanted to. So the real question becomes, would they ever break tradition for Caitlin Clark? The answer is almost certainly no. And honestly, that's probably the right call. Here's what most people don't understand about USA basketball.
So that's why Team USA have for tradition. That actually, I didn't even realize that. That's actually why they have for tradition. But that makes a lot of sense now. That makes a lot of sense. That makes way too much sense. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. And that's why Caitlin Clark is obviously not wearing the number 22, and I don't think she will probably ever wear number 22 for Team USA, and unless they change the rule. And will they change the rule for Caitlin? I doubt it. I really doubt it.
They're the only national program in the world that has to actively convince players to show up. Think about it. Nikola Jokic wants to play for Serbia. Luka Doncic prioritizes Slovenia over everything. For most international players, representing their country is the highest honor in basketball, more meaningful than an NBA championship. American players think differently. A WNBA championship matters more than Olympic gold to most of them. The Olympic roster spot is prestigious, sure, but it's not the ultimate achievement.
Like if you see Jokic wants to play for Serbia most of the time. Luka wants to play for Slovenia. Luka would, most of these international players would rather play for their country than play for their club. Whereas in America, it's the opposite. The NBA ring or WNBA ring means more. Whereas if Luka Doncic wins an Olympics, dude might retire. He literally might just say, you know what? I'm done with this sport. I'm done with playing in America. I'm going back to play with Real Madrid. I'm going back to play in Europe. And by the way, like I can see when it's all said and done, Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic leaving the NBA really early.
That creates this unique situation where USA basketball has to make the experience special enough that players choose to participate instead of resting during the off-season. And part of making it special? Honoring tradition, respecting the legacy, following the same protocols that legends of the game followed before you. If they start making exceptions for individual players, even superstars, it undermines the entire system. It tells veterans that their earned traditions don't matter. It creates precedents that become impossible to maintain. Here's what makes this entire controversy so ridiculous. Caitlin Clark never complained about wearing number 17. Not once. She understood the tradition immediately. She knew the rules going into camp. The only people who had a problem with it were fans who didn't understand how Team USA operates. And even after she explained the numbering system in interviews, people kept insisting it was disrespectful. They wanted to believe USA Basketball was treating her unfairly because it fit their existing narrative about how the WNBA supposedly undervalues Caitlin. But look at the actual facts. Team USA invited her to training camp as a 22-year-old rookie. That's extraordinary. Most players don't get that opportunity until they've proven themselves in the WNBA for several seasons. The invitation itself was a massive sign of respect. This happens constantly with Caitlin Clark coverage. Every interaction gets analyzed for hidden meaning. Every decision gets interpreted as bias. Sometimes a jersey number is just a jersey number assigned according to long-standing tradition that applies equally to everyone. And here's the real irony. By making everything about Caitlin into a controversy, fans actually make her job harder. She has to spend time in interviews explaining basic rules and traditions instead of talking about basketball. She has to navigate questions about drama that doesn't actually exist. It's exhausting for her and completely distracting from her actual performance. Based on her interview, she seems perfectly fine with the current system. She understands the history and appreciates being part of that tradition. The controversy exists entirely in the minds of fans who think they're defending her when she doesn't need or want that defense. So the next time you see Caitlin Clark wearing number 17 for Team USA, if she makes the 2028 Olympic roster, remember what it actually means. It means she's part of a legacy that includes every great American player who came before her. It means she's following the same path as legends of the game. And it means she earned her spot through her performance, not through special treatment. The jersey number controversy was never real. It was manufactured by fans who didn't understand the system and assumed malice where none existed. Caitlin put it to rest herself. The only question is, will fans finally accept that explanation or keep inventing drama where none exists? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you learned something new today, hit that like button and subscribe for more basketball deep dives. I'll see you in the next one.